ready to do it, I can't be afraid now. Put me on the stage now, I'm ready to rage now. I feel like an animal stuck in a cage and I'm ready to break out. My time, none of you people can tell me to stop. This time, like the last time, you better get ready to race to the top. I'm ready to do this, show you what the truth is. I step on the field, it's time to get real, I'm feeling so ruthless. My time, none of you people can tell me to stop. Lower the lights down, hand over my crown, hand over my heart. I do this for my town, I do this for my crowd. So turn me up real loud. My time, none of you people can tell me to stop. Yeah. So what are you afraid of? Those feelings are made of. Get in the game, your moment of fame, show them what you made of. It's time that we stand up, it's time that we man up. For anyone asking who is the best, we putting our hands up. My time, nothing can keep me from reaching the top. This time, like the last time, I'm moving so fast, I'm ready to ride. I'm ready to throw down, it's time for the showdown. I'm ready to rise, don't be surprised, I'll take on the world now. My time, none of you people can tell me to stop. Lower the lights down, hand over my crown, hand over my heart. I do this for my town, I do this for my crowd. So turn me up real loud. My time, none of you people can tell me to stop. My time, none of you people can tell me to stop. My town, my crown, we know what it takes to be reaching the top. We're reaching the top, we're reaching the top. We know what it takes to be reaching the top. My time, none of you people can tell me to stop. My town, my crown, we know what it takes to be reaching the top. We're reaching the top, we're reaching the top. We know what it takes to be reaching the top. Lower the lights down, hand over my crown, hand over my heart. I do this for my town, I do this for my crowd. So turn me up real loud. My time, none of you people can tell me to stop. Turning the track up, I'll never go back down. Hand over my heart, I do this for my town, I do this for my crowd. So turn me up real loud. My time, none of you people can tell me to stop.
Live from the virtual Eldora Speedway here in virtual Ohio. Welcome, sim racing fans, to the iRacing short course versus Filthy Club Showdown live on Racecraft TV. Happy that you all could join us on this beautiful Wednesday evening. I'm your host, Joshua Lee, here in the booth, getting ready for all of the intense action expected tonight. 16 drivers are ready to go head-to-head. 8 from the Filthy Club League, 8 from iRacing Short Course, ready to go racing tonight. It actually looks like about 9 and 6 right now on the track. Sorry, 9 and 8 roughly on the track right now, about 9 and 7 from each of our classes, and getting ready to go racing here tonight. Here's how everything is going to go down. Tonight, the drivers will be going head-to-head in a 35-lap race around the virtual Eldora Speedway using the Pro 4 off-road trucks here on iRacing. And at the end of the night, the team with the most points will walk away the winner, and the points are based off of the World of Outlaws points system. So it is going to be an intense fight for that scoring and that championship at the end of the night. Nothing up for grabs except for bragging rights here tonight at the virtual Eldora Speedway, and it's going to be an exciting one. These Pro 4 trucks are not exactly the most comfortable or the best on a dirt oval surface, so it is going to be an intense night of action. 16 drivers ready to go, and we'll grab a look at your Racecraft TV starting grid here from the virtual Eldora Speedway. Grabbing the pole, it will be Cody Williams for the Filthy Club. Now, you'll notice the Filthy Club is lining up on the outside line. iRacing Short Course on the inside line. Zachary Drapkin will have second place in the outside, and the pole for the iRacing Short Course. Jim West, Keaton Swain round out row 2. Taylor Vandenbush, Connor Berry on row 3. Corey Boydeno, Cross Kirchmeyer in row 4, and rounding out your top 10, it's Mike Smith and Jonathan Sterling. Frank Monak in 11th, Mark Douglas Jr. in 12th, and down the rest of your order, it will be all iRacing Short Course filling up the bottom 3 spots, except for Dane Simpson, who will sit there in 13th. He's last of your Filthy Club drivers, and it's Mason Prater, Ethan Ebert, and Holden Heitreter rounding out the 16 cars going racing around the virtual Eldora Speedway here tonight. And it is going to be an exciting one at that. So, 16 Pro 4 trucks now taking to the virtual Eldora Speedway for the pace lap. All of those Filthy Club drivers lining up on the inside line. iRacing Short Course on the outside line. Pro 4 trucks known for their off-road racing in real life and in the iRacing world, and these cars are obviously four-wheel drive. Pro 4, four-wheel drive. Pro 2, two-wheel drive with the rear tires. So these things slide a little bit less than the Pro 2s. They're a little bit more stable, but here at the Eldora Speedway, they're still going to be sliding them around these corners. 35 laps on the docket for tonight's race, and we are ready to go racing in the Filthy Club versus iRacing Short Course Showdown from the virtual Eldora. The iRacing pace car going to make its way down into the safety of pit lane. Time to go racing, and they're on the lap pedal. Let's go racing from Eldora. Everybody fanning out to start. Up front, it's Cody Williams for Filthy Club out in front, but here comes Zachary Drapkin. Huge move to the bottom of the racetrack. He's going to grab that slide job, go to the lead up on the top of the racetrack, still side by side for the lead as Cody Williams going to cross over to the bottom of the racetrack, looking for that spot now, and he will take that spot, but here comes another crossover coming from that number 56 to Zachary Drapkin. He'll go back to the lead. Everybody now working their way up to the top of the racetrack, starting to move their way down as a couple other cars as we see a huge pile up further back, almost 4 wide. Here they are, 4 wide for the moment. It's up on the top of the racetrack. It's the 209 of Jonathan Sterling. The 512 of Holden Heitreter right behind. Right in front, still side by side up in front. That's Ethan Ebert. Frank Monak there as well. 2 cars right on the wall up in front. That's the 25 of Mike Smith with Corey Boydeno in front. Contact made. That's Cross Kirchmeyer getting sideways in the 75. More contact further back with Heitreter. Kirchmeyer now trying to regain his spots on the racetrack. Frank Monak, Dane Simpson sitting behind. It's Simpson, Douglas Jr., and Sterling rounding out your field. They're all running in a current pack here on lap 4. Up in front, still 3 wide as the 52 goes to the top of the racetrack. Sorry, the 512 of Holden Heitreter. Contact made between the 75 and the 1 of Mason Prater. Prater running the bottom of the racetrack as they work through turns 1 and 2 once again. Back up to the front. It's Zachary Drapkin still up front, but Connor Berry for iRacing Short Course moves his way up into P2. Now looking for the lead on his iRacing Short Course teammate here in the showdown. Zachary Drapkin up in front. Now you can see on the timing tower denoted by red, that's your iRacing short course drivers. Denoted in blue is your Filthy Club drivers as they race through the corner once more. Down on the inside, that's Taylor Vandenbush. In that black and green, number 89, Jim West right behind. Slamming the wall is Connor Berry. Back into second place goes Cody Williams in the 26, but a good crossover from Connor Berry to take back P2. Right now in the top 5, 2 iRacing short course drivers, 3 Filthy Club drivers. So Filthy Club looking good up at the top of the racetrack currently, but battling for the 5th spot, it's Keaton Swain in the 21, rolling the bottom of the racetrack, looking for spots. It's sort of weird here at the Eldora Speedway. That outside line is fast, but you can really run anywhere here. Right now, it seems like riding the wall is the fastest for these Pro 4 trucks as they all get settled in. Lap number 9 now, battle for the lead. Here comes Zachary Drapkin looking for it again after Connor Berry took it. 4 wide now for the lead coming through turn 2. Vandenbush on the bottom, Williams in the middle. On the outside, it was Drapkin and Berry. Drapkin gets away with the lead. Here comes Connor Berry back to the inside. Taylor Vandenbush now going to hold third place. On the outside line, that's Cody Williams with Keaton Swain on the inside. Now Swain side by side with Pointing for P6. Slamming the walls, the 26 and the 73. Back up front, Zachary Drapkin leads ahead of Connor Berry. Berry in second place, looking for the lead. He's running that bottom line. Vandenbush been running the middle line here at the Eldora Speedway, looking for spots, not able to get any. They work back to the front straightaway. Berry slides it up the track, gonna make contact with his teammate Zachary Drapkin. Back to the inside goes Vandenbush. The 89 looking for second place. Filthy Club now, 3rd, 4th, and 5th. Now second place as Vandenbush goes to the inside. Cody Williams with a huge push on Connor Berry for the outside line. Helped him out a little bit, but not a lot as they work back through turns 1 and 2. Nearing halfway done with this race already. Laps starting to tick off incredibly quickly as hitting the wall up in front goes the 26. Still working that spot. They're still working the lead is Zachary Drapkin. Side by side for second place between Berry and Vandenbush as they work back to the stripe. Right down on the bottom of the racetrack, the bottom lane starting to come in. As you can see, Vandenbush running right down by that inside wall. Berry pushing him even further down there through turns 1 and 2, and now 3 and 4. All the way to the inside goes Cody Williams. He makes contact with the wall, but the caution comes out. Caution is out, I believe, for an unrelated incident. We'll see what that caution will be for. I don't believe it was for Vandenbush. I believe it was for another car out there on the racetrack, trying to find exactly who it might have been. But we will grab a replay of that huge hit to the inside for Cody Williams. As this heading through 1 and 2, running the outside. He's been running the outside, knocking the right side of that truck right off. And you can see right here as he enters into the corner, slams the inside wall, gets turned around. Not sure if there was any other incident on the track at this time, but the caution was flown. And we're back pacing behind the iRacing.com pace car here from the virtual Eldora Speedway. Working lap number 13 of 35. And leading the way, it's Zachary Drapkin. Connor Berry in second. Vandenbush, Swain, and West, your top 5. 3 spots in the top 5 taken up by iRacing short course drivers, and 2 spots taken up by Filthy Club drivers. We work our way back through turns 1 and 2. Lights out on the iRacing.com pace car already, and we'll be heading back to green. Caution laps do not count, so we are frozen on lap 13. They'll go back to racing on lap number 14. You're watching the iRacing Short Course versus the Filthy Club Showdown live on Racecraft TV. Ready to go back to racing with the Pro 4 trucks at the Eldora Speedway. Pace car is down and away. Zachary Drapkin in control of the field as we go back racing. Drapkin works the inside, Berry outside. Drapkin gonna slam the door on Connor Berry there for P1. Keaton Swain now sitting in 3rd place. We're down to the inside now. Here comes Taylor Vandenbush. Vandenbush sitting in P3, running the middle line, looking for a spot in the lead, but the caution comes out once again sideways on the front straightaway. Frank Monak. Not sure if this caution was called for Frank Monak, but you can see everybody in the middle there, and yes, it was. He was around on the front straightaway. And that brings out the caution, the 110 of Frank Monak getting turned there on the front straightaway. You can see everybody running so close together further back in the field. But Monak getting turned around for the Filthy Club. He'll work his way back behind the iRacing.com pace car. Working under the second caution of the night, frozen on lap number 15 of 35, 21 to go when we get back to green flag racing. We'll take a quick break here on Racecraft TV. Green flag action when we return. You're watching the iRacing short course versus the Filthy Club Showdown from the Eldora Speedway. Just like that, getting right back to action here from the virtual Eldora Speedway in the iRacing short course versus the Filthy Club Showdown from the virtual Eldora Speedway. Lights out on the pace car. It pulls down in the safety of pit lane. These Pro 4 off-road trucks are back underway here from the virtual Eldora Speedway. Back into turn number 1. Everybody diving for positions on the inside. That's Keaton Swain looking for the lead. Connor Berry gonna slide up in the middle line. Makes contact with his teammate Zachary Drapkin. Back into turn 3. Everybody fighting for positions. 4 wide further back as they make their way through turn number 4. Back to the front straightaway. On the inside, Keaton Swain in the 21. Working the outside line now, it's Zachary Drapkin, your leader. Connor Berry back to the inside. Here comes Taylor Vandenbush now looking for the lead. Mason Prater down on the inside for iRacing short course, trying to get that car to rotate down there. Keaton Swain right behind him on the inside line. Everybody seems to be favoring that outside line. You can see the groove starting to work in. Drapkin still running up there, pulling away at the front. Contact between Vandenbush and Prater. Gonna push Vandenbush up into the wall. He gets it straight. We stay green as we head into halfway home and halfway done with this race as they come across the line. It's Drapkin and Berry, your top 2. Berry running the inside line, trying to grab the lead. Mason Prater sitting right behind, trying to spoil the party with the front 2. Top 3, all iRacing short course drivers as they work their way through turn 3. Contact with Connor Berry up in front. Prater now, 3 wide up the middle, Holden Heitschritter. Outside, Taylor Vandenbush, contact with Heitschritter and Vandenbush. They push each other, but the caution flag comes back out. Another yellow flag out on the racetrack. Not sure who is involved in this one, but the caution flag has flown once again from the virtual Eldora Speedway. 16 to go as we go frozen under the yellow flag. And the iRacing short course versus the Filthy Club Showdown from the virtual Eldora Speedway is getting heated up. As you saw under that green flag run, pretty much everybody up at the front of this field battling 3 wide, 4 wide, bouncing off and on each other. It is going to be a fight for the win. And out in front right now, your top 3 all iRacing short course drivers. In fact, your top 5 currently is 4 iRacing short course drivers. The only Filthy Club driver left up here in the top 5 is Taylor Vandenbush. Taylor Vandenbush, Corey Bodino, Cody Williams, Frank Monak, Mike Smith, Dane Simpson, and Jim West is your current running order for the Filthy Club drivers. And see if I can exactly show you the running orders of the classes themselves out there on the racetrack, as we'll be going back to green, I believe this time by single file restart now. The field works their way through turns 1 and 2 and back to the back straightaway. But right now, iRacing short course seems to be the dominant team As we'll go back to racing on to lap 20. 16 laps to go from the virtual Eldora Speedway. Back underway as Zachary Drapkin leads us across the line. Connor Berry's teammate still looking for the lead. Berry all the way down on the inside now, trying to roll that car on the inside, but the caution comes back out already. Oh, Mark Douglas, a huge crash for the 14, flipping in turn 1. Here's the replay of the incident for Mark Douglas Jr., and you can see multiple cars slamming the wall coming off of turn 4. Oh, who is that? Also flipped over, Jim West. Jim West also involved in this one. It looks like he lost connection there coming across the start-finish line. So everybody was wrecking in front of him. He might have not noticed. As you can see, huge incident there heading into turn number 1 to bring out the next caution of the night. But we go back live. Your leader still remains Zachary Drapkin out in front. We'll be going back to racing with roughly about 16 to go still here at the virtual Eldora Speedway for the iRacing short course versus the Filthy Club Challenge. Glad you could join us here on Racecraft TV on this beautiful Wednesday evening for this special event. And remember, you can catch so many other fantastic iRacing coverage here on Racecraft TV, including the Core Vintage Cup Series and the Core Racing Premier Series, Sunday and Monday nights. Sunday Premier Series, Monday Vintage Cup Series, live here on Racecraft TV. And obviously, the Virtual Off-Road Racing Series, which will be coming back in early June, in just a couple of weeks' time. You can also catch the iRacing Short Course Series leagues here on Racecraft TV, and getting ready to go racing. The 56 of Zachary Drapkin out in front, and we are back underway from the virtual Eldora Speedway. 15 laps to go. Zachary Drapkin out in front. Connor Berry in second. It's Prater ahead of Heitner, ahead of Vandenbush as they work their way back out of turn number 2. Single file up at the front. Here comes Connor Berry back to the inside. Berry wants the lead, and he wants it now. He slides up in front of Drapkin, but Drapkin with the crossover. Drapkin in the 56 goes side by side with Connor Berry back to turn 1. Drapkin looking for the lead. He's going to slide back up and retake it away from Connor Berry. Berry works his way back to the bottom of the racetrack. He's looking for it again as they work through 3. Still side by side, the 2 iRacing short course classmates going through turns 3 and 4 and back to the front straightaway. It's all iRacing short course in your top 4. Taylor Vandenbush trying to represent Filthy Club up here in the top 5, but he is a mirror full of 2 iRacing short course drivers, Keaton Swain and Ethan Epper behind. Up in front, Connor Berry now assumes the lead. Zachary Drapkin riding the wall up on the outside line, trying to get a good run. He's not going to get to the outside of Berry. Berry going to close the door in the 28. Still side by side. Berry now on the outside. Drapkin inside. Huge run from Berry. Contact between the 2. Berry going to keep the lead as they work the back straightaway. Another incident in the back. Caution has come back out. Mark Douglas Jr. involved once again. See what brought out this yellow flag here from the virtual Eldora Speedway. Getting too far on the inside is the 14 of Mark Douglas Jr. And almost hitting him was that Filthy Club car on the outside. Was able to avoid him. That's 2 incidents now for Mark Douglas Jr. That's going to put him down in the order. Connor Berry now will lead the way here from Eldora with just a handful of laps to go. Don't go anywhere. After this race has concluded, we will have post-race interviews with all of your top 3 drivers finishing this race. So make sure that you stay tuned in for that one. Just a handful of laps to go, as I just mentioned, nearing about 10 to go. Right now, currently about 12, and we'll be going back to green with about 11 laps to go. Single file restarts, of course, after lap 20, and we're currently running on lap number 24. Remember, caution laps do not count. So the lap counter will say lap 25, but it will quickly change its way back into lap number 24. As we'll go green onto lap number 25. with 11 to go here from the virtual Eldora Speedway. Can iRacing Short Course get it done, and can they have a complete top 5 shutout? They have an opportunity for a complete top 8 shutout. Can they do it? Pace car back to the safety of pit road. Back on the loud pedal goes Connor Berry. Back on the loud pedal goes Zachary Drapkin. These two have been up front all night. They're battling for the lead. Berry slams the wall. So does Drapkin. So does Prater. So does Heitruder. The entire top 4 slams the wall. Again, coming off of turn number 3. Turn number 2, they head into turn number 3. Berry leads the way. Drapkin running the outside line, following Prater on the inside, trying to get an advantage side by side further back between Keaton Swain and Taylor Vandenbush, with Swain taking over P5. This will be a complete top 5 shutout for iRacing Short Course with 10 to go. Swain slams the wall, he'll grab P5, but Vandenbush running back on the inside, trying to take that spot back. Connor Berry still leads the way. Zachary Drapkin in second place. Mason Prater in third. Slamming into each other once again. Drapkin back to the inside. That's working very well for him as he runs the bottom line looking for the lead. Through turn 3. He will get down there. He will take the lead. But Connor Berry with the crossover once again is going to try and rally back on the inside. He barely covers him off as they head into turn 1. Side-by-side contact with the two teammates, Berry and Drapkin. For iRacing Short Course, Vandenbush falls to 6th place, an entire top 5 for Short Course as the caution comes back out. Back under the yellow flag once again here in Eldora. And Connor Berry leads the way. iRacing Short Course now has the entire top 5. And they are looking for more out on the racetrack as they lead the way. Now top 6 as Keaton Swain was able to get around Taylor Vandenbush for P6 before that caution flag came out. So Vandenbush in 7th is the furthest up Filthy Club driver we have. iRacing Short Course showing that they are dominant here tonight. So we'll go back to racing with roughly about 7 laps to go. We had roughly about a 7-lap run on that last run as well, so or roughly about 4-lap runs. So need another one of those, and then maybe a third one if another caution comes back out on the racetrack. But either way, looking to end out this race in style is iRacing Short Course. Connor Berry leads the way ahead of Drapkin, Prater, Heitruder, and Ebert. Pace car going to pull back into the safety of pit lane. Time to finish out this race. Berry back on the throttle. We're back underway from Eldora. Drapkin going back to the inside, looking for the spot, not going to be able to get it. Everybody fighting for spots further back. Keaton Swain in the middle, trying to fight Taylor Vandenbush once again for P6. Vandenbush on the inside. Everybody slamming into the wall. Prater still running the bottom line. That seems to be working for him, but he cannot get up and around Zachary Drapkin further up. Heitruder running the outside line, slamming the wall every single lap. Seems to be working for him. Now Prater slams the wall as well. The right side of these trucks getting all but banged up as they work their way back out of turn 4. 5 laps to go now for Connor Berry out in front. Connor Berry, of course, the organizer of iRacing Short Course, and he leads the way after Filthy Club challenged iRacing Short Course to this showdown at the virtual Eldora Speedway. He's looking to win it for his team. Cross the line once again for 4 to go. Drapkin still trying to make something happen behind him. Not able to get up and around. Field starting to spread out for the first time tonight, but still side by side. It's Swain and Vandenbush as they go battling for P6. Vandenbush outside. Now here comes Cross Kirchmeier. Kirchmeier going to make contact now with Corey Boydino as they make their way through turns 1 and 2. All the way on the back bumper is the 34, Corey Boydino. No caution comes out. They keep it straight and we stay green. More contact in between the 75 of Kirchmeier and the 34 of Boydino. Cross the line, 2 to go for Connor Berry. Looking for a top 5 shutout for iRacing short course. Onto the back straightaway for the penultimate time. Drapkin running that inside line. Cannot get the traction down there. White flag is out. One more time around the virtual Eldora Speedway. Connor Berry, the organizer of iRacing short course, looking to get it done for his team in the iRacing short course versus the Filthy Club Showdown. The champions is iRacing short course, and the winner is Connor Berry in the 28s. Top 6 shutout for iRacing short course. Vandenbush, Williams, Boydino, and Kirchmeier round out your top 10. But what a win for Connor Berry. As the fireworks start here at Eldora, the celebration begins for iRacing short course. Demolition Derby on the front straightaway for the whole team. And as they celebrate on the front straightaway, we'll grab your full finishing results here from the virtual Eldora Speedway. Connor Berry grabs the win. Zachary Drapkin in second place. Mason Prater, Holden Heitruder, Keaton Swain, your top 5. And as you can see, a complete top 6 shutout for iRacing short course. Taylor Vandenbush, Cody Williams, Corey Boydino, and Cross Kirchmeier round out your top 10. Mike Smith, Frank Monak, Dane Simpson, Jonathan Sterling, Jim West, and Mark Douglas Jr. rounds out the 16 cars who took to the track tonight. And we'll see really quickly if we can grab the finished points for tonight in the championship standings, because obviously this was an points based, but as you can see, iRacing short course with all of them in the top 6 looking to easily grab home the win here today. Now we'll see the complete overall points standings, and from looking at it, you can see Connor Berry in the lead there. And iRacing short course, specifically, grabbing the most points out of anybody tonight. So, your winner of the showdown is iRacing short course. And the iRacing short course versus Filthy Club Showdown for the virtual Eldora Speedway. Time to get in interview with each of your top 3 finishing drivers. And we start with the winner of tonight's race, Connor Berry. Connor, welcome to the Racecraft TV commentary box. First of all, I just got to ask, as pretty much the organizer of not only this event, but of iRacing short course, walking away with the win only seemed fitting for you in the 28. How was that race from behind the wheel? And, of course, with the organizer of this event, iRacing Short Course versus the Filthy Club, both of you well known in the iRacing industry and coming out as pretty much the team leader of iRacing Short Course. How does it feel to get the win for your team? And you battled your teammate, Zachary Drapkin, for the lead pretty much that entire race. Anybody else you would like to thank here on Racecraft TV? Well, thank you very much for joining me here in the commentary box. That's Connor Berry, winner on tonight and the team leader for the iRacing short course team. And now we transition over to second place, Zachary Drapkin. Zachary, welcome to the Racecraft TV commentary box. And all night it was between you and your teammate Connor Berry at iRacing short course. How did it feel to be fighting with him pretty much the entire race? And you were dominating there for roughly about the first half. And a complete top 6 shutout for iRacing short course. How does it feel for not only you to get a second place finish, but your entire team? For 6 of you out of the 9 that signed up for this race and raced, took the green flag tonight in the top 6. Anybody else you would like to thank here on Racecraft TV? Thank you very much for joining me here in the Racecraft TV commentary box. Zachary Drapkin for iRacing short course. Second place finisher here from the virtual Eldora Speedway. Now moving over to your P3 finisher, Mason Prater. Mason, welcome to the Racecraft TV commentary booth. How was that race and how was that finish? You were up 11 spots. You and your teammate Holden Heitrader were the biggest movers of the night. You 11, him 12 spots. How did it feel to cut your way through the field here at Eldora? And we heard from both of your teammates, those battles up at the front were pretty insane, 3 wide at a couple of points. How did it feel to be running with them, not only in this race, which is important to iRacing short course versus the Filthy Club, but also on a track that these Pro 4s were not made to do, they weren't designed to do, and they don't normally do, racing only left turns here at the virtual Eldora? Anybody else you would like to thank here on Racecraft TV? Thank you so much for joining me here in the commentary booth. Mason Prater, third place finisher here from the virtual Eldora Speedway. And that will do it for our coverage here on Racecraft TV. An exciting night of action in the iRacing short course versus the Filthy Club Showdown here from the virtual Eldora Speedway. And we thank you all for joining us here on Racecraft TV. And we hope to see you again. We're saying good night from the virtual Eldora.